Hey guys, what's up? It's once again mp4podcast.com, and I'm over at The Verge, and I'm checking out the new Nikon D5200. Now, this is kind of interesting, especially for the video guys, because the video guys like flip-out screens. So this is kind of like a big deal for Nikon users. However, we do remember the D5100, which was kind of a letdown for the video folks, because they didn't have enough manual controls. Yeah, you could lock on to exposure, but that really wasn't ideal. So I'm expecting this camera to have full manual controls, aperture, shutter, ISO, and video. And one of the gripes I do have with the Nikon codec, I believe it's H.264. But it's a low megabit codec, which is, I believe, 24 megabits a second. Now that's perfectly fine for YouTube. Even making personal videos on Vimeo, even for filmmaking for the web, it's fine. But if you wanted to make like a high production movie, I'm not saying make Star Wars or anything, but you wanted to make a movie where you could sell it on Blu-ray, try to get a distributor, sell it on Netflix and so on. That's where the Nikon cameras do fall a little bit short, is that they do have that low bit rate, and that's the bit rate isn't within broadcast limits. And I believe one of the reasons why they do want a higher bit rate for broadcasting and so on is because they always have to transcode it. So if you give it to HBO, they have to upload it, to a satellite or whatever. Then it goes to Dish Network, it goes to DirecTV, Comcast, RCN, all over the world. So it has to transcode over and over. So it has to strip down the bit rate and hold together pretty well. And there is a movie which some kids filmed for $6,000, which is called Bad is Bad. And it's a pretty good movie. I do want to say that this is a very, very R-rated movie. And I mean like Pulp Fiction R-rated. So if you don't like swearing and a lot of violence, don't watch this movie. But I will leave the link in the description box if you guys want to check it out. Now, this movie was filmed on a Canon 7D. So you can film real movies with these little DSLRs. Now, the Nikon D4 and the D800 and the D600 do allow HDMI out recording with an external recorder. And that is really sweet. So if they can incorporate that into this little baby right here, HDMI out recording with this, I'm all set. I'll be all over this little camera. With an external recorder, you can record in 4:2:2 color space, and that allows for better grading when you have to color correct. Now, one of the things about Canon is actually one of the rarities, maybe the GH2 as well, for color grading and green screen special effects with a 4:2:0 color space. The Canon DSLRs have been used in Iron Man, The Avengers, many other movies, and the Canon DSLRs are only 4:2:0, but they get away with it because they have multiple processors. Like the 7D has two Digic 4 processors in there, so it's able to do some special things to the video while it's being recorded. But here with Nikon, you can record in Apple ProRes. That's something I believe Arri Alexa could do, or can do. I'm not sure if that Arri Alexa does RAW. I know Red does RAW, and Blackmagic and some other cameras. But I'm excited about this camera. Also for photographers, I don't know what the megapixel will be on this camera. It might be 24 megapixels. The 24 megapixel sensor, when Sony first came out with it, which was in the A65, the A77, and the Nexus 7, it's a great sensor for low ISOs. However, it does suffer at higher ISOs. And the D5000 series of Nikon cameras have been known for really good low light performances within a budget. I mean, you know, you can get much better if you get like a D4, of course. But, you know, so, you know, maybe it'll be an 18, 20 megapixel. I don't really know. Maybe it is a 24 and they improved upon the 24 megapixel from Sony. Because remember, Nikon does buy their sensors from Sony. So does Pentax, Ricoh. Panasonic is using them now. Olympus is using Sony. So I'm very excited about this camera. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you going to get this camera or whatnot? So once again, guys, mp4podcast.com. Sign up. And I'll also leave the link to the story in the description box of this video. Take care, everyone. Love you guys. Bye.